Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wildcats Gymnasium here on the campus of St. Peter's Lutheran School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. You are viewing LSAA Girls Basketball Tournament action. This is game number 2 of the day, semifinal number 2, featuring the number 2 overall seed, the Holy Cross Crusaders, and the number 3 overall seed, the Wyneken Memorial Warriors from Decatur, Indiana. The first 2 times these teams met in December, Holy Cross is able to defeat Wyneken in a tight 28-26 game that came down to the wire. Holy Cross starter number 23, Madison Spreen, hit 2 free throws with 8.4 seconds left to break the tie, and then a defensive stop sealed the victory. In that game, both teams tried to press one another a little bit with minimal success. Holy Cross did possess leads of 19-7 in the third quarter and then 25-14 again in the fourth quarter, but Wyneken battled back, and I bet that you can expect much of the same today. Holy Cross enters this game averaging 32 points a game. Twice they have exceeded the 50-point mark, and they only allow 22.5 points a game. Whereas on the other side of the floor, the Wyneken Warriors, they average 29 points a game while only allowing just 17. This is Holy Cross's return to the LSAA Final Four for the first time since they were runners-up back in 2017. For the Warriors, they are by far the youngest team in this field of 4 remaining teams. They only have 2 8th graders on their roster, and there are 4 6th graders listed, and two of those 6th graders even offer significant contributions to the team. Wyneken, despite being young this year, is no stranger to the big game. They were LSAA tournament runners-up and ILSA state tournament third-place finishers last year, and some of those girls on the roster were on that team last year. Holy Cross has a 8th grade heavy unit led by a trio of 8th graders, Reagan Mattel, a speedy little guard, Madison Spreen, a left-handed shooter, and Sella Kaiser, a lanky slasher and shooter. Going to turn over to public address announcer, Principal Chris Bruni, as he gets us ready for the start of this game.
Today's game is sponsored by the LSAA. Your attendance and support of student athletes and coaches is appreciated by member schools competing. It is expected from both teams and coaches to exhibit the qualities of good sportsmanship throughout the contest, and the administration of most schools request the same from the fans. The officials assigned to this game are certified by the state of Indiana and have been assigned based upon the process approved by the LSAA. The athletes, coaches, and officials are guests of St. Peter's Lutheran School. All fans are asked to respect the efforts each put forward in preparing for today's contest. We ask all attending to show courtesy and respect for fellow fans, officials, coaches, and of course your team and your opponent. And most important during this contest, as in our daily lives, remember that we are witnesses of Christ, and our actions should reflect that. We also ask that you clear the facility immediately following the game so we can prepare for the next following game. Now let's meet the players for tonight's game. We will begin with the visitors on the scoreboard, the Wyneken Warriors. First, for the 9 starters, number 1, Adeline Klitzstein. Number 3, Carissa Selke. Number 10, Caitlin Bourne. Number 11, Veronica France. Number 25, Ava Raymer. And number 30, Jennifer Dressler. And now the starters for the Warriors. Number 2, Kate Kitson. Number 4, Lauren McMahon. Number 5, Gwen Lorette. Number 12, Lainey French. And number 21, Elizabeth Kobe. The Warriors were coached by Holly Lorette, assisted by Brian Lerman. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Holy Cross Crusaders. First, your 9 starters, number 0, Alexis Spring. Number 3, Amelia Salway. Number 4, Bernie Chesborough. Number 15, Jada Kester. Number 21, Adriana Lockwood. Number 30, Lily Schwicker. Number 40, Elena Wyneken. Number 43, Annika Sawyer. And number 50, Nasia Walker. Now the starters for the Crusaders. Number 2, Reagan Meadow. Number 10, Brooklyn Cumberland. Number 23, Madison Spring. Number 24, Savannah Mackey. And number 52, Stella Painter. The Crusaders are coached by Jackie Spring, assisted by Tim Meadow and Shannon Schroeder. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please join me in a brief word of prayer before the beginning of our game here. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together for this festive event. We are grateful for the grace and mercy you show to our Lutheran schools in the Fort Wayne area. May we never forget all that you have done for our schools as instruments of your word. During this basketball game, Lord, give our coaches patience and wisdom, our players energy and focus, our fans a spirit of encouragement and joy, and our officials knowledge and decisiveness. Most of all, dear Lord, remind us what your Son Jesus has done for all of us by suffering and dying for our sins, overcoming death and the devil, and preparing a place for us in heaven, where we will someday sing your praises for eternity. Keep us close to you in all that we do in our lives. We ask all of this in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, we are back and ready for action to begin. The referees for this second game of the day remain the same as the first. Joey Johnson, Jeff Lytle, and Michael Pfeiffer will be your officials. This game is a classic example of youth versus experience. Wyneken starting 2 6th graders, 2 7th graders, and an 8th grader, while Holy Cross puts on the floor 4 8th graders and 1 7th grader. Mackey and Laurent are going to do the jump ball here. And let's play ball. Mackey wins the tip to Kaiser. Kaiser goes to the basket, falls to her knees, goes up with a shot. No. Rebound to Lanny French, the 6th grader. Knocked out of bounds by Mattel. Wyneken is going to maintain possession of the basketball. Sideline out of bounds here. As expected, Holy Cross is pressing. Ball thrown up to Bobet. It was tipped out of her hands. Possession is going to remain with the Warriors. The Warriors are wearing their navy jerseys with red numbers and letters and white trim. Holy Cross is in their all-white uniforms with white numbers and green trim. Crusaders come out in a 2-3 zone defense. Ball was passed into Laurent. She turns around, a little drop step. 2 points for the 8th grade leader of this team. As expected, Wyneken picks up full court. Holy Cross is able to break it, but unfortunately the pass goes through the hands of Cumberland. Miss out on a scoring opportunity there. Looks like it is going to be a fast-paced, up-and-down type of game. Laurent passes to McMahon, who tries to get it over to Bobet, but the ball is turned over and thrown out of bounds. So both teams with back-to-back turnovers there. Which team will settle down first and handle the pressure the best? Holy Cross is able to break it easily here. They get it across the timeline with Kaiser. Kaiser passes it into the post to Mackey, but goes through the hands. 2 turnovers on consecutive possessions. Warriors trying to get it in here. Looked like what could have been a blocking foul, but before the contact was made, referee Michael Pfeiffer calls a travel on number 12, Lanny French. Sideline out of bounds for the Crusaders here. Stella Kaiser's going to throw it in. Gets it in Spreen. Over to Mattel on the left wing. Kaiser cutting middle. The ball is tipped. Retrieved by Bobet. Back come the Warriors. Bobet gets all the way down to the block. Passes to McMahon. Now to French. French dribbles with the left hand into the painted area. Pass to Laurent. Stolen by Mattel. Mattel with the layup just off the front iron. Laurent with the basketball, dribbling up the left sideline. Cut off. Trapped a little bit there. Ball back to the top of the key with French. McMahon has it on the right wing. She travels to dribble right baseline. Inside to Bobay. Bobay kicks it back out to McMahon. McMahon goes back the same direction. It's going to be a blocking foul there on Sella Kaiser. That's her first foul. Both teams are trying to advance to tomorrow's championship game. This will be the 4th year in a row that Wyneken will be in the championship game if they're able to come out victorious today. They won the tournament in 2018 and 19. They were also runners-up last year. The Warriors have another title all the way back in 1994, and they were runners-up 3 times. And speaking of 3, there's Gwen Laurent with a 3 from the top of the key to increase her team's lead to a quick 5-0. Very similar to how the game started in semifinal number 1 earlier this morning. Ball is passed to Cumberland, but she can't get a hold of it. Bobay has it, passes up to French. French dribbling, right-handed layup. Foul, going to be called on Mackey there. That's going to be her first foul and team's second. French is going to go to the line for 2 shots here. French's first shot rims just out. Crusaders have done a good job of breaking the press so far, but it's not the breaking the press that has been the problem. It is hanging onto the basketball in the half court. Laney French with her second shot. She puts it through. 1 for 2 to the line for the 6th grader. Lauren McMahon picks up a foul there on the left sideline. Out of bounds for the Crusaders. Kaiser's going to pass it in, and she does. She gets into Mackey, down to Cumberland. Cumberland turns, kicks it back out to Spreen. Spreen dribbles with the left hand down the left sideline. Over to Mattel. Mattel has the ball in the left slot to Kaiser on the right elbow. Kaiser attacks the basket, but drags her pivot foot. That is going to be a traveling violation. Possession to the Warriors. This is Coach Holly Lorentz, second season as the head coach of the Warriors, but she has been within the program for 6 years, twice at the JV level, and then twice as a varsity assistant. And now it is her turn to be calling the shots. Reagan Mattel picks up a blocking foul there along the left sideline. That is her first foul, and that is the team's 3rd compared to just Wyneken's 1. French has the ball, dribbling to the right. Laurent has the ball in the corner, tries to dribble baseline, is cut off. Back to French on the right wing, dribbles with her left hand, tries to get it over to Kitson, but pass too high. Possession to the Crusaders. Mattel's going to pass it in. An easy break up to Kaiser. Kaiser attacks the basket, puts in the layup, and there's the first bucket for the Crusaders. Let's see if that makes them loosen up just a tad bit here. Here comes Laurent. She finds Bobay, cross-court pass. Bobay goes up and puts it in. A great answer for the Warriors. Crusaders once again break the press. Mattel comes to a jump shot. Bank shot is no good. Bobay gets the rebound, passes up to Laurent. Laurent goes in for the right-handed layup, and she puts that in. Gwen Laurent with a quick 7 points to start the quarter and forces Coach Jackie Spreen to take a timeout. It is going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back. Both teams are breaking the huddle. It's going to be Holy Cross basketball. Coach Jackie Spreen can't be too pleased with what she's seeing so far. Too many turnovers, and Wyneken has raced out to a 10-2 lead. Ball inbounded to Mattel, back to Kaiser, over to Spreen. Spreen is getting trapped. She finds Kaiser. Kaiser gets into the paint, comes to a jump stop. Short little 15-foot jumper is no good. McMahon with the rebound. McMahon dribbling up the right sideline. She goes in for a right-handed layup, and she puts it in. So now the Warriors have had scoring contributions from 4 players. This is Coach Jackie Spreen's 3rd year working with the girls. She worked with them in 5th and 6th grade, and now this is her first opportunity to coach them now in the 8th grade. Kate Kitson puts in a bucket off the Crusader turnover, and the lead has ballooned to 14-2 in favor of the girls in navy blue. Lauren McMahon picks up her 2nd foul, though. Looks like she is going to get subbed out in favor of Selking. Ball passed into the post to Mackey. Mackey gets tied up, and that will be recorded as a turnover back to Wyneken. So here we go. Gwen Laurent gets the ball past the timeline, passes to French. French has the ball in the right slot, dribbles into the paint, back out to Kitson. Kitson dribbles into the lane, bounce pass, Bobet. Bobet puts in a layup. Wyneken almost forces another Crusader turnover. Lily Schlicker checking in for number 52, Sella Kaiser. Ball goes to Spreen, back to Mattel. Mattel weaves through, comes to a jump stop. Gwen Laurent steps in front of the pass intended for Madison Spreen, and Warriors come back on offense. French dribbles to the right baseline, puts up a shot, goes just a little bit long, and the rebound is corralled by Cumberland. Gives it to teammate Mattel, and Mattel comes up the right side. She has the ball on the right wing. Looking for something to develop. Mackey's posting up hard. Tipped out of bounds by French. Sideline out of bounds here for the Crusaders. Ball inbounded to Madison Spreen. The lefty dribbles to the right elbow. Schlicker to Cumberland. Back out to Spreen. Spreen puts a 3-pointer back of the rim. Long rebound to Kitson. Gives it to Laurent. Laurent goes in for the right-handed layup, and Laurent has recorded her 9th point of the game. Scores 18-2 in favor of the Warriors. Spreen passes up to Schlicker, who passes up to Mackey. Mackey gets the basketball, left-handed layup. Not good. She gets her own rebound. Puts it up again, but it's short. Schlicker tries to corral it, but it's yanked out of the hands by Kitson. Basketball is tipped away by Schlicker, but the Warriors are going to retain possession of the basketball. Looks like 8th grader Sella Kaiser is going to check back into the game here at the next dead ball. French has the ball, spins, passes to Kitson. Kitson to Bobet. Bobet to Selking. Selking to French. French from the free throw line, just off the rim. Rebound Mackey, but a foul is going to be called on Carissa Selking. Kaiser checks back in here. She goes in for Mattel. Kaiser gets it into Spreen. Spreen dribbles up the left sideline. Very determined look on her face. She passes back out to Kaiser, but it was tipped by a Warrior player. Kaiser inbounds the ball, but it's tipped. Cumberland's able to come under control. Mackey puts up the shot. Rebound to Bobet. Bobet passes up to Laurent, but it just gets away from her and out of bounds as the first quarter buzzer sounds. And Wyneken comes out with an 18-point quarter to jump all over the Crusaders. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, and we're back at the Wildcats Gymnasium during this quarter time out. This quarter timeout is brought to you by Concordia University in St. Paul, Minnesota. Concordia University in St. Paul is a Christ-centered, comprehensive liberal arts university that delivers academic programs designed to respond to marketplace needs by teaching relevant skills and abilities that employers speak. This quarter timeout brought to you by Concordia in St. Paul, Minnesota. Crusaders receive the basketball first, looking to get on track offensively. Kaiser passes into Spreen, and Spreen is going to take a top-of-the-key three-pointer. Number 40, Alana Brannigan, has checked in for the Crusaders, and number 30, Jennifer Dressler, has checked in for the Warriors. During that quarter timeout, I received a text message from the Wyneken Athletic Director, Greg Lewis, informing me that Wyneken, in fact, has 3 8th-grade players. Lauren McMahon is also an 8th grader. That is number 4. She's on the bench right now with 2 fouls, but probably hoping her coach subs her back in quickly. Ball's passed over to French on the right wing, and French dribbles in and is able to continue the scoring for the Warriors. Schlicker passes into the post to Brannigan. Brannigan puts up a shot to no avail. Kaiser gets the rebound, and she gets fouled. She is going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Fouls on Selking. She picks up her second foul. So Coach Laurent might need to go a little deeper in her bench right now. Kaiser's first shot is missed just off the right iron. 2 Warriors checking into the game here. Adeline Knipstein and Lauren McMahon's going to come back in. Bobet and Selking checking out. Here's the second shot. That one also off the right iron. McMahon is able to retrieve the rebound, gets it to Laurent. Laurent corrals it. Tries to dribble up the right sideline, but blocking foul is going to be called on Madison Spreen. Ball inbounded French. Kaiser tries to poke it away and does, but the ball goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. Number 50, Nigel Walker, is checking into the basketball game for the Crusaders. Out goes Schlicker. Laurent to pass the ball in. French has the basketball, dribbling up the right sideline, is not cut off by any of the girls in white. Tries to pass it. Dressler comes under it. Tries to shoot it, but it's tipped and goes out of bounds. Wyneken's going to run a baseline out of bounds set here. Knipstein to pass it in. Mattel gets her hands on it. It's going to stay with Wyneken. Stolen by Mattel. Here she comes. Got one-on-one with French. Comes to a jump stop. Puts it up. Just rims out. Brannigan with the offensive rebound. It doesn't go. Walker with the offensive rebound. It doesn't go. Laurent pulls down the board. Passed up to Knipstein. Knipstein pressured by Mattel. Gets it over to French. Ball stays with the Warriors. 4:40 left to play here in this first half. Wyneken has a 20-2 lead. McMahon with the basketball. Passes in Knipstein. It's poked away by Mattel. Mattel goes down hard. She lands on the basketball, but it looks like she's going to be all right. She pops up. That foul was called on Lanny French. That's her first. Both teams with 5 fouls. 2 more fouls, and the team will be going to the free throw line to shoot some free shots. Mattel inbounds to Spreen. Spreen dribbles left baseline. Tries to pass it to the opposite block, but did not see McMahon standing there. McMahon gets it up to Laurent. Laurent does a spin dribble, passes over to French. It looks like Brannigan got a hand on that. McMahon tries to save it, even though she didn't need to. Madison Spreen gets the outlet pass. She puts up a left-handed layup. No good. Mattel with the rebound. Right wing jumper. It's no good. McMahon pulls it down. She passes up to Laurent, but Mattel runs under that basketball, gets clipped just a tad, is able to keep her feet, comes to a nice jump stop over to Spring. Spring with the jumper, no good. And McMahon comes down with the ball. Looks like Coach Holly Rent is going to call a full timeout here. Slow down the action just a little bit. It was getting a little fast-paced and a little bit of turnovers both ways. We'll be right back.
They would have converted. They needed to convert.
All right, we are back at the Wildcats Gymnasium, about midway through a full timeout called by the Wyneken Warriors. This shout out goes to longtime Holy Cross called worker Ken Schilf, who also served the youth sports scene in Fort Wayne for a number of years as a referee. The refereeing crew of Pfeiffer, Lytle, and Johnson wanted to say hello to that legendary official, Mr. Ken Schilf. Thank you for your service to our youth, especially those in the Lutheran Schools Athletic Association. Both teams break the huddle, and Laurent inbounds to French. French dribbles with the left hand, passes to McMahon. McMahon on the post entry to Dressler. Dressler turns, puts up a shot, and she is fouled. That foul is called on Stella Kaiser. That is her second foul. Definitely don't want her picking up her third. Dressler with 2 shots. She misses the first, off to the right. Going to get a second opportunity here. Kitson checking back in for the Warriors, and also Raymer. Raymer will be in for the shooter, though. Dressler misses her second. Rebound by Brannigan. Here comes Kaiser. Kaiser over to Spring, gets the back. Bank shot no good. Defensive rebound Kitson, and here she comes. With her eyes up, she tries to pass it, but is fouled on the pass. And that is not good for the Crusaders. Kaiser picks up her third, and not only does she pick up her third foul, but that is the 7th team foul. And now the Crusaders have put the Warriors to the bonus free throw line area. Kitson's going to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. Misses the front end. Rebound by Gwen Laurent. Puts up a shot, no good. McMahon's there to clean it up, though, and McMahon puts it in. The foul's called on Knipstein. One more, and the Crusaders will join them in the bonus. Chesbro tries to pass the ball in, but it's stolen by Laurent. And Laurent scores another 2. Crusaders with another turnover in the backcourt. Laurent to McMahon to Kitson. Kitson puts it in for 2. And the avalanche of scoring for the Warriors continues, forces Coach Sprain to call a timeout. We'll be right back. All right, both teams break their huddles, and we're ready to return to action. 2 minutes, 46 seconds left in the first half. Crusaders try to inbound it, but they get tied up, and possession is going to go to the Warriors. Right now, all 5 Crusader starters are on the bench and hoping to get some energy from the reserve unit off of the bench, and that'll help. A block by Brannigan on Ava Raymer's turnaround shot. Adriana Rogers has the basketball, going in for a right-handed layup, just misses. Nyjah Walker's there to clean it up, and she gets on the board. Breaks the scoring drought for the Crusaders. They've put in their first basket of the second quarter. Amelia Solway applying some pressure defense. Ball to McMahon in the corner. She is trapped. Rogers gets a hand on it. Kitson back to Laurent. Laurent with the mid-range jumper. It's no good. Bernie Chesborough pulls down the rebound, and here comes Solway. Solway gets it over to Walker. Walker at the top of the key. Passes over to Solway. Solway enters it in the post to Brannigan. Brannigan with the turnaround shot. Walker almost gets a rebound, but Kitson with the proper position is able to prevent that from happening. Brent has the ball at the top of the key, swings it over to McMahon. McMahon dribbles right baseline. Walker defending. McMahon's able to get around. Pass to Raymer. Shot was blocked. Kitson has it, and Kitson puts it through. Minute 33 left to play, 28-4. Wyneken is over Holy Cross right now. Turnover by Holy Cross in the backcourt. Knipstein corrals the basketball, but then she loses it. Jump ball possession is going to be the Crusaders. Mattel for the Crusaders checking back in.
French back in for the Warriors.
Crusaders inbound the basketball. Mattel's able to corral it. Little jump stop, step back. Walker with the offensive rebound. Walker puts it up. It's no good. Brannigan's fighting for it, but Raymer's going to come out with it. Here comes French. Ball tipped away by Mattel. Oh boy, the ball is rolling around all over on the floor right now, but Rogers comes under control with it. Pass over to Solway. Solway dribbling to the right on the wing. Gets it over to Mattel. Mattel back from whence she came. Mattel's going to put up the jumper, and she banks it in from a tough angle. 2 points for Reagan Mattel. French's pass goes off the hands of McMahon. Feeling a little bit of a renewed sense of energy for the Crusaders right here. Let's see if they can keep it going. Solway inbounds to Mattel. 35 seconds left in the corner. Rogers with the ball on the right wing. She dribbles to the right, comes to a jump stop. Puts up a little jumper, no good. Rebound McMahon. McMahon passes up ahead to French. French to Kitson. Kitson with the shot, no good. Rebound Rogers. 18 seconds left. Here comes Mattel. See if they can get one more bucket before the end of the half. Mattel pulls up for a three, and she banks it in. Big shot for Reagan Mattel. Here comes French, 5, 4, 3. Shot by McMahon, foot on the line. It's going to come up just short as the buzzer sounds, and that is the end of the first half of action. So the number 3 seed Warriors will go into the halftime break with a lead of 28-9 over the number 2 seed Crusaders. Crusaders struggled a little bit offensively there in that first half. 2 points from Sella Kaiser, 2 points from Nyjah Walker, and 5 points from Reagan Mattel. Those last 5 points coming in the last minute of the first half to salvage what was otherwise not a great first half for the Lady Crusaders. The Warriors got scoring contributions from all over their lineup. 6 for Kate Kitson, 4 for Lauren McMahon, 11 for Gwen Laurent, 3 for Lanny French, 4 for Elizabeth Bobet. We will be right back after a brief timeout. And we're back here at the Wildcats Gymnasium on the campus of St. Peter's Lutheran School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 2 minutes left to go in this halftime break. The Wyneken Warriors, the leaders so far in this contest, have returned to the floor and are warming up. This halftime break is brought to you by Concordia University in Irvine, California. Concordia University Irvine, guided by the Great Commission of Christ Jesus and the Lutheran Confessions, empowers students through the liberal arts and professional studies for lives of learning, service, and leadership. This halftime break brought to you by Concordia University, Irvine, California. The Crusaders return to the floor, and they look like they have an energy about them as they try to claw their way back into this game and cut this deficit down that currently stands at 19 points. Couple of adjustments for the Crusaders. They might have to come out of their 2-3 defense and start applying some man-to-man pressure and get set up in a full-court press. See if they can get Wyneken into some unforced errors and turn them into some easy layups. I think that's really been the difference of the game so far. Wyneken appears to being able to turning a lot of the turnovers that they create into points. So the Crusaders are going to have to prevent themselves from turning over the basketball in order to have more success in this game. So far this season, Holy Cross has only had one loss to Lutheran opponents. Their other 3 losses, 2 came to Catholic schools and 1 came to a large public school. They currently stand with a record of 9 wins and 4 losses and 5-1 in league play. The Crusaders are looking to return to the championship game for a 19th time. 10 times they have been declared champions of the LSAA, and 8 times they have been runners-up. Wyneken is going to begin with the basketball to start this second half. It appears that both starting lineups for each team are intact, and Holy Cross is trying to pick up and force some turnovers right off the bat, and they do. Savannah Mackey comes up with the ball and gets it to older teammate Madison Spreen, and here comes the lefty, kicks it over to Kaiser. Kaiser with the right wing jumper off the backboard and then off the iron, and no good, but she corrals her own offensive rebound. Crusaders getting set in their offense. Wyneken in a man-to-man defense. Mattel pulls up for a right wing 3-point shot that is a little long. Cumberland is able to track down the long rebound though. Spreen out to Mattel. Mattel dribbles to the left slot over to Kaiser. Basket cut. Mattel goes up and gets fouled. So good start for the Crusaders here in the second half. French gets called for that foul, which is going to put Mattel to the line. Mattel, the leading scorer so far with 5 points, trying to make it 6 and 7 here. First free throw is up, off the heel of the rim. No good. Second shot here to get the Crusaders into double digits. Shot is up, only hits the backboard. Violation. Ball to Wyneken. Crusaders being implored to pick up full court as they transition back down to defense. Ball over to McMahon, gets it to Kitson. Kitson in trouble. Laurent goes up for a shot. Must have gotten partially tipped, but she gets back the ball. French dribbling to the right, crosses back over to her left. At the right elbow, having trouble holding her pivot foot, but keeps it down. Laurent dribbles into a crease. McMahon to the right baseline. McMahon comes to a stop, back out to Laurent. Tries to feed the ball inside, stopped by Cumberland. Cumberland gets it over to Mattel, and Crusaders come back on offense. Ball to Spreen, over to Mattel. Basket cutter was not there, but get the ball nonetheless. Kaiser has it back, puts up a wild shot. Gwen Laurent gets the ball over to her classmate, McMahon. Tipped out of bounds by Cumberland. The Warriors will maintain possession. Laney French with the basketball, being pursued by Kaiser, but Kaiser gets back in front and sits down in a nice defensive stance. French crosses over, puts up a little bit of a runner in the lane. Mackey tries to grab the rebound, but is knocked out of her hands and out of bounds. Possession to the girls in white. Spreen to Cumberland, back to Spreen. Spreen turns it over to McMahon. McMahon with a lob pass over to Laurent. Laurent is unable to catch the ball cleanly, and it goes out of bounds. Possession Crusaders. Ball inbound to Spreen. The lefty dribbles up the left side. Puts up a pass, hoping for Mackey to grab it. She is unable to. Loose ball situation. Kaiser puts up the layup. It's no good, but last touch by Kate Kitson. Kaiser inbounds to Mattel. Mattel spins. Over to Spreen. Big shot if it goes. Just short. Mackey tries to save it, but her foot was already stepping out of bounds. So here come back the Warriors on offense. Neither team has subbed yet in this half. Bobet passes up to McMahon. McMahon tries to put up a shot, but is challenged by Cumberland. Cumberland does a nice job of standing straight up and affecting the shot without fouling. And Mattel gets the ball. Mattel calls out the offensive set. She's going to come over and set a ball screen, but Mattel picked up her dribble just a tad too early. Ball goes in to Mattel, back out. Kaiser puts up shot. Rebound Cumberland. Spreen with the ball in the left corner. She gets over to Kaiser at the left elbow. Kaiser attacks, puts up a shot, no good. Savannah Mackey puts it back up, and it just doesn't fall, but she is going to go over to the free throw line. Lauren McMahon picks up her third foul there. That's the team's second foul. So far been a clean half. No team fouls recorded for the Crusaders, 2 on the Warriors. Mackey's first shot up and in. The Crusaders are now in double digits and looking to make a little bit of a run as the Warriors have gone scoreless for the first 2 minutes and 56 seconds to start the half. Mackey puts up the second shot, and it is good. Very nice form from the 7th grader. A turnover, Kaiser with a bucket, and the Crusaders have a little bit of life. Timeout, Wyneken Warriors. That's going to be a 30-second timeout. So the Crusaders with a little bit of a spurt there. They get 2 free throws from Savannah Mackey and then a turnover caused by Sella Kaiser, who puts it up for a made 2-point bucket. So a quick 4 points, and now we're looking at 28-13 with 2 minutes and 59 seconds left to play. The deficit has been cut to 15 points, and Coach Holly Laurent is imploring for her girls to come under control, to settle down, and to not allow this lead to spiral out of control. The girls in Navy are going to inbound the ball, and as expected, the Crusaders are going to pick up in a full-court defense. Kitson tries to pass it into classmate Lanny French, tipped away by Kaiser. Kitson looking to get it in, and she does to McMahon. McMahon with her eyes up. She throws a rainbow pass to Mackey. Mackey's able to tip it, but no other of her teammates were able to get it. McMahon going to the basket. She puts up a layup, doesn't hit anything. Rebound by Bobet, tries to put it up, but the ball is knocked out of bounds. Kitson to inbound to French. Kaiser will want to be careful. She has 3 fouls and now just picked up her 4th. Not good news for the Crusaders with Kaiser picking up her 4th foul. Glenn Laurent goes to the basket. Big, strong move over the smaller defender, and she gets the Warriors' first points of the half. Turnover by the Crusaders. French gets it, passes to Laurent. Laurent fumbles it a little bit. Out to Kitson. Kitson with the bank shot, no good. Bobet offensive rebound off the front iron. Laurent tries to save it. It is out of bounds, though, and the Crusaders are going to get possession of the basketball back. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left to play. 13-30 is the score. Holy Cross finds themselves trailing to the Warriors. Mattel up to Spreen. Spreen in the middle of Cumberland. Cumberland with a little bit of a runner in the lane, goes off the heel of the rim. Rebound McMahon. Crusaders pursuing. McMahon throws a high arcing pass. Loose ball situation. Crusaders get on the floor and get the alternating possession. Alana Brannigan checking in for Sella Kaiser. Here comes Madison Spreen. Passes into Brannigan. Brannigan tries to put up a shot, but the shot is blocked, and then a foul is going to be called on Savannah Mackey. Excuse me, that foul was called on Brannigan. That's her first team second. Kitson inbounds it to Laurent. Laurent dribbling up the right side. Mattel challenging. Over to French at the free throw line. French, and it bounces in. 2 points for Lanny French. Those are her 2 first of the game. Oh, excuse me, that is French's 5th points of the game. Substitution made by the Crusaders. Solway checks in for Cumberland. Solway with the bounce pass to Spreen. Spreen turns and spins, throws it, nobody home. French with the basketball, tries to put up a shot, and is fouled. It appears that that foul is going to be on Mattel. That is her 2nd foul, team 3rd. First shot is no good, just a little bit short. Short again, last touched by Laurent. Solway to inbound, gets it to Mattel. She is trapped, is able to pass it through the trap, but McMahon comes up with the steal. McMahon passes ahead to French. French with the bounce pass to Laurent. Nice passing by the Warriors. Crusaders trying to break the press. It's stolen again by McMahon. McMahon does not convert the layup. Offensive rebound, she gets to herself. French misses, and then McMahon gets it back, and McMahon with the basket. So that 4-0 run by the Crusaders is matched with an 8-0 run by the Warriors, and that lead has ballooned to 23 points. Gwen Laurent leading the way this quarter with 4 points. McMahon chipping in with 2, and French chipping in with 2. Coach Jackie Spreen is forced to take a timeout and implore her girls to do a better job of breaking this press. Both teams have broken their huddles. Crusaders with the basketball, full court, trying to break this press. Spreen passes into Solway. Solway tries to get a return pass, unable to do so. Ball into Mattel. Return pass to Solway. Looks like the ball was tipped. Therefore, the Crusaders will remain in control. Solway bounce pass to Mattel. Again, tipped by Wyneken. Crusaders are really having a tough time getting the basketball in bounds right now. Ball in Spreen. Back to Solway. Solway dribbling up the right side. She is being trapped. Foul called by French. That's 3 for her. Mattel gets the basketball. Tip from behind by Carissa Selking. Solway to inbounds it on the left sideline. Tries to bounce pass it, but it's tipped. A lot of stoppages in play here at this time. Knipstein checking into the game for French. Coach probably doesn't want her to pick up her 4th foul unnecessarily. Annika Sawyer checks in for the Crusaders. The ball is passed to her, but the ball is tied up by Laurent, and Wyneken will get possession of the ball. Selking into Laurent. Laurent passes ahead, but intercepted by Mackey. Mackey to Sawyer. Sawyer over to Spreen. Spreen dribbling left baseline, puts up a little bit of floater, too long. Mackey with the rebound. She puts it up and in, and the foul. And that foul is called on Lauren McMahon. That is her 4th foul. So she's probably got a substitute coming in for her if this free throw is good. The free throw is not, so no stoppage of play. Can't get McMahon off the floor. Laurent with the rebound. Here she comes. Rainbow pass across the middle of the lane. Knipstein has it. McMahon passes it across and throws it a little too high and out of bounds. Dressler will check in for her. Crusaders inbounding it from a tough spot in the corner. But Mattel is able to get a bounce pass and to Spreen. Mattel gets it right back, passes over to Mackey. Off Mackey's hands, but she gets it. Mattel has the basketball on the right wing. Dribbling baseline, step back jumper, a little too long. Offensive rebound Sawyer. Sawyer's pass to Solway intercepted by Knipstein, but Knipstein was out of bounds. And so the possession will stay with the Crusaders. Solway inbounds, gets it over to Mattel. Mattel did not see the time on the clock, and it runs out. We go to the beginning of the 4th quarter. Wyneken has a 36-15 lead over Holy Cross. This quarter timeout is brought to you by Concordia University in Austin, Texas. Concordia University, Texas empowers students of all backgrounds to lead lives of critical thought, compassion, action, and courageous leadership. This quarter timeout, again, brought to you by Concordia University, Texas. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, and we're back to the Wildcats Gymnasium on the campus of St. Peter's Lutheran School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Holy Cross down by 21, gets the ball to start the quarter. Madison Spreen dribbles with the left hand, puts up the left hand in the layup, but is fouled. Shot does not go, but she'll get 2 opportunities to put in 2 points here. Foul is called by Bobe. She has a couple fouls to give, though, and she only has her first. Spring to the line, first shot. Just off the left iron. On the floor for the Crusaders is Mattel, Solway, Brannigan, Sawyer, and Spreen. Second shot. This time off the right iron, doesn't go. Rebound to Laurent. Laurent pressured by Spreen. Content to just dribble it at half court. And Mattel comes in out of nowhere, gets the steal over to Spreen. Spreen with the shot. It isn't good. Mattel forces her second turnover. Sawyer gets the basketball, but is unable to get it to a teammate. Gets tied up by a Warrior. And possession will go to the girls in navy blue. Selkin gets it into Laurent. Laurent tries to get it back and does. And Mattel's going to pick up her third foul there. Crusaders are going to have to continue applying this heavy pressure if they want a shot to get back in this game. Lob pass over to Laurent. Spreen is defending. Selking ball screen gives her a little bit of space. Laurent picks up her dribble. And Mattel is going to pick up her fourth foul. Can't have any more if she wants to stay in this ball game. Pass from Selking to Bobet. Bobet dribbling up the right lane line. Tipped by Solway. Ends up being stolen by Mattel. Mattel comes, pull up three-point jumper off the backboard and no good. Mattel got lucky there. She very well easily could have picked up her fifth foul there. Selking the inbound, throws it a little too high. Brannigan gets it. Mattel's going to shoot another three from about the very same spot, but this time it goes down. Big shot for Reagan Mattel. Out of bounds off of Laurent's foot. Sella Kaiser, who also has 4 fouls, checks back into the game. Both her and Mattel have 4. Kaiser gets in and shoots a shot. Rebounded by Mackey. Ball bouncing around up in the treetops. Jump ball. Crusaders have the ball baseline out of bounds. Passer from Kaiser to Mattel. Offensive rebound, Spreen. Spreen dribbling with her left hand, knifes in, goes up with the layup, no good. Mackey with the rebound, tries to power it up, but to no avail. Laurent gets the basketball, pursued by Kaiser. It looks like the Warriors are going to be content to try and dribble out this clock, but that has only resulted in turnovers for them thus far. Certainly have a comfortable lead. 4:02 left to play. Mattel gets it into Kaiser. Kaiser with her eyes up. Lob pass to Mattel. Mattel with the shot off the backboard, no good. Rebound Raymer. Raymer can't get rid of it. It's going to be another jump ball. Laney French checking back in for the Warriors. She's in for Selking. And here comes Gwen Laurent, the leading scorer for the Warriors. Getting pressured by Kaiser. Ball tipped and out of bounds. Possession is going to stay with the Warriors. Knipstein to inbound it. Having trouble getting in, but eventually finds Raymer. Raymer's shot rims out. Spring with the rebound. Dribbling with her left hand. Cross-court pass to Mackey. Mackey kicks it back out to Mattel. Mattel puts up a shot. It's no good. Wyneken ball. Ball into French. French dribbling up the left sideline. Pursued by Kaiser and Mattel. Gets rid of it to Bobet. Bobet with a nice bounce pass over to Raymer. Raymer found herself a little bit too far underneath the basket there. Kaiser gets the basketball. She's going to go in for a right-handed layup. A little too strong. Laurent gets the rebound. Some vigorous up and down action in the game right now. Dressler and Kitson are going to check back in for the Warriors. And Rogers is going to come in for the Crusaders. 2 minutes, 59 seconds left. Crusaders 18, Warriors 36. Kitson passes into French. French turned it over. Traveling violation called. Mattel into Kaiser. Kaiser looking to attack a crease in the Warrior defense. Ball over to Rogers. Now with Kaiser on the right wing. Post-entry attempt is no good. Bobet was fighting around on the high side to try and prevent that post-entry pass. Crusaders are going to stack it up here. And they separate. Rogers to Kaiser. Kaiser in the corner. Post-entry to Mackey. Very good. No good. Rebound by Mackey. Tries again, and she is denied. Kaiser gets the rebound. The Warriors are certainly getting their hands on a lot of Crusader shots in and around the basket. Kaiser smacks the basketball and pointing her teammates to move. Mattel with the pump fake. Dribble to her left and a shot. No good, but Brannigan's there to clean it up. Mattel gets another shot. No good. Here comes Bobet. Bobet with her eyes up, passes to French. French slows herself down and scores Wyneken's first basket of the quarter. Kaiser attacks hard. Dressler stands firm, stays straight up. Does not commit a foul and prevents Crusaders from putting a bucket in. Kaiser over to Mattel, ball on the left wing. Attacking, tipped away by French. French gets control, dribbling with her left hand. Off of her foot, passes it out to classmate Kitson. Kitson to Laurent. Laurent, having been in this situation before, knows that she does not need to shoot the basketball. With a substantial lead, there is no hurry for the Warriors. They just need to preserve this lead and run clock. Kitson takes a shot, though, and it isn't good. And the Crusaders are going to try and take a timeout. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go in this game. Warriors are up by a 20-point margin. It is 38-18 over the Holy Cross Crusaders. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're back after that 30-second timeout. See if Coach Spreen drew up an offensive play here to spark the Crusaders in this last minute 40. Kaiser takes a shot from the right elbow and puts it through. Good shot by Sella Kaiser. Here comes French. Dribbles out of the trap. Rogers and Kaiser still there, hounding her. Ball was knocked out of bounds. Stays gonna stay with the Warriors. Here comes French. Rogers pressuring. Tries to cross over. French into Raymer. Raymer puts up a shot. No good. Out of bounds. Last touch by Bobet. Here comes Mattel and the Lady Crusaders. Kaiser for three. Oh, just rims out. Brannigan with the rebound. Puts it up. No good. Rebound to Bobet. Bobet and French. Two starters remain with three reserve players. Coach Holly Laurent is going to take a timeout here. Looks like Coach Laurent just wanted to make a couple substitutions there. Pretty secure in that 18-point lead as it stands. Do anticipate that the Crusaders will continue to pick up with full court pressure. We'll see if these reserve Warrior ladies can handle the pressure. Here comes Knipstein. Knipstein tries to pass it over to Caitlin Bourne. She's tied up. Possession is going to go to Holy Cross. Also checking into the game was number 11, Veronica Franz. Those two are on the floor with Ava Raymer, Adeline Knipstein, and Carissa Selking. Crusaders still have 3 starters in the basketball game, accompanied with Adriana Rogers and Alana Brannigan. Selking's able to get a steal. It's knocked away from her, though, by Kaiser. It's going to stay with the Warriors. Selking tries to pass it in, tries to throw it off the shins of Brannigan to no avail, but it's going to stay with the Warriors. Ball poked by the Crusaders, possession Warriors. Selking into Raymer. Raymer puts it on the floor. Going to get tied up, though. It's a jump ball. It's going to stay here. Stolen by Rogers. Rogers gets it poked away. Kaiser into Mattel. Mattel with the jumper. No. Rebound almost gotten by Rogers. 11.2 seconds remaining, and this result is no longer in doubt. The Warriors are going to win this ball game and advance to their 5th championship game in the last 5 years. A massive accomplishment for this team out of Decatur. Again, the Warriors were champions of the LSAA tournament in 2018 and 2019, and they were runners-up last year versus Emmanuel St. Michael, and they have earned what I'm sure to be was their goal, is to earn a rematch against Emmanuel St. Michael, and that is exactly what they will have tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon here at St. Peter's Wildcat Gymnasium. With this defeat, the Holy Cross Crusaders are going to play again tomorrow as well, tomorrow afternoon, I believe around noon, and they will play the loser of semifinal number 1, which was the Central Lutheran Chargers. The Crusaders were led in points by Reagan Mattel. She had 8. Savannah Mackey chipped in 4. Nigel Walker with 2. And Sella Kaiser had 8. For the Warriors, Kate Kitson had 6, all in the first half. Lauren McMahon also with 6. Elizabeth Bobet with 4. Laney French with 7. And your leading scorer, Gwen Laurent, pacing her teammates with 15 points and leading to a Warrior victory. Well-played game by both squads. Going to sign off as we get ready for boys semifinal number 1 in just a moment.